How's everyone doing? It's been a while since I posted. I've been sick for quite a while, maybe like a week or so, and it's been it's been some tribulations. We're doing we're doing okay. I am a bit stubborn and I don't want to give up the job I have simply because it gives me downtime. And most people think, oh, that's just a lazy man talking, he doesn't want to work. The importance of this downtime is to basically build up the skill set necessary to not need a job. I want to build up a certain set of skills that my brain just doesn't have naturally. I can admit that. I want to build up a certain set of skills that make me an entrepreneur. And to do that, I need time. And what do you know? I have a job that gives me time. See, there's still tasks, and I do those tasks, but I have time to read, I have time to write, I have time to go on my computer. I could do a side hustle alongside my main job. Now, the struggle here is my mentality. Now, I've been really just stuck in that common pattern of just 40 hours, go to work, come home, get your rest where you can. But I really I want to grab hold of my own destiny here. You know what I mean? Of course, I want to get my feet on the ground. I'm picking up another job to, support the house and make it so that we can break even and even positive. It's nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's nerve-wracking. I always approach jobs with an air of caution. I value my time a lot. I value my time a whole lot. What I do with that time, I can't get it back. I can't get it back. I can only give so much of my time to the world. And I feel like the spirit of being a man and the spirit of, at least the original spirit of this country, was being able to pave your own path and make your own way of doing things. And it can get depressing when you live in a world of people who mostly just follow what everyone else does. It can get depressing. You can find yourself feeling a little alone, and then people turn to influencers, people turn to other figures who know better than them. And you know what? Do more of that. Do more of that. Whoever you want to be like, listen to that person. Because if you're accomplishing something, if you're trying to accomplish something, like, oh, I want to make 10K a month, I want to, be the sole breadwinner of my house, and you don't get there, and you've been trying and trying for 1, 2, 5, 10 years, you got to come to the conclusion that your brain isn't helping you get there. And that's not to say your brain will never be ready to help you get there. That's to say you got to fix it. You got to stop consuming what you've been consuming and change the channel a little bit to something else. If you want to be if you want to be the best athlete in town, you gotta subscribe to some, Athlete X, some YouTube channel, something that really goes deep into it. And having free time on the job is absolutely where you want to be. I would say, even if you are occupied, like let's say you're driving a truck, there's podcasts. That's the beauty of the 21st century. You can learn while doing something else. You find time through the technology. It's really a miracle. And I think Peterson said it best when he said the advent of YouTube and podcast and all these things has probably an even more insane amount of impact than the invention of the radio. The radio was a huge milestone, but this, I mean, people have the Library of Alexandria in their pockets. That's just how it is. And people will say, oh, well, there's so much misinformation on the internet. Well, there was so much misinformation in the world in general. The only thing the internet did was expose that. You would be part of, back before the internet or TV or anything, you just kind of listen to people and trust certain people. And if you want to trust the education system, you can do that. If you want to trust, Jesus himself, you can do that. If you want to trust some old guy thousands of years ago who said, yeah, you need to meditate for an hour a day, you can trust that guy. It's insane the amount of customization we can do this day and age. And I really think it paralyzes people. It makes them confused. They don't know what to do. It's like if you're trying to buy one flavor of ice cream. It's like, oh my God, there's so many. It's, if I get the Rocky Road, I'm really going to miss that black cherry gelato. Oh my goodness. And people don't know what to do. They get paralyzed. So they go for the path of least resistance, which is jobs. And even then, even if there's no resistance, there's still pain. Like it's still grueling, especially if you really don't care what kind of job you get, as long as the money's good. I can load trucks. I don't want to load trucks. I will load trucks if absolutely necessary, but as far as I'm concerned, the only workout I need to have is at the gym, on the road, on my own terms, I don't need to be passing out at my job because I'm like 30, 35 and I've got XYZ health problem, And I don't need a boss that, just pisses everyone off with their amazing personality and then I carry it home to my lovely family where they can hear all the problems I had at work today, right? It's an amazing thing. My brain paints so many pictures of what my life could be that I really don't want it to be. And I think that's a big part of why I have a certain amount of success in my life. I'm definitely not where I want to be right now, but it's a great deterrent. I have a vision of what could go wrong and what could go right. And I think it would benefit everybody if they really sat down and thought about those two things. When you're thinking about your goal, I want you to think about what would happen if you didn't accomplish it. What's the worst case scenario? What's the case where literally everything goes wrong and you didn't try at all. You basically just shunned your own dreams. And I want you to write that out. Like, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework for this episode here. Get a pen and paper, write that out. It doesn't have to be huge, but give it as much detail as possible. And then I want you to get another page and write out the best case scenario. And I want you to write out exactly what would happen if you did everything you needed to do, if you were as disciplined as you needed to be, and you accomplished exactly what you needed to accomplish. And give it as much detail as possible. It shouldn't just be, I started a business and it got successful and I made tons of money and I bought a nice car and I got all the women. No. Really give it a story, Because when you do that, your mind is naturally just going to start making a plan. And if that plan doesn't, if you want to execute that plan, you can. And if you're lucky, you literally just first try wrote out the plan that works for you. But if it doesn't work out for you, then you can change it. You have all the ability to change either of these pieces of paper. But I want you to write these out, stick them somewhere where you're gonna see them. Somewhere where you're going to see them when you're in a bad mood and you just feel like life has you by the balls and you're just not, you feel like a slave. Just look at those pieces of paper. Excuse me. And just remember why. Just remember why you do the seemingly unorthodox things you do, because everyone around you is going to be following the same script, and it's really hard to follow your own path when no one else does, when no one else believes you. The early part is the hardest part. I hope you all got a good wealth of information from all that stuff that just came out of my mouth. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.